Hello and welcome to Africa and Beyond Television Network, and we are taking a look on what's happening in the nation without fear, without favor. Advocate Father MAHERE continues to squeeze the government of Emmerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa with here asking three important questions, and we are going to deal with them one by one. But this is one of the biggest exposés so far, because this shows that the government of Emmerson Mnangagwa is not here to serve, but to loot and to make sure that the people of Zimbabwe suffer. So the first thing she asks is the reason why the Harare City Council is not party to the Geopomona Waste Management Agreement, yet the law gives the mandate to collect waste to the city of Harare. And also, she asks on what basis was central government contracting in place of the local authority that has the statutory power to render the service of waste management. And she's asking, how can the city of Harare be made to pay for the services when it is not a party to the agreement? Why is Geopomona not answerable to the city of Harare? The legality of this agreement is questionable at best. So as a lawyer, she understands this, and she's actually telling the truth. So we have to ask questions. Why is it that Geopomona is being paid by the city of Harare when they don't have an agreement? That is something very important. The second issue raised right here is, why is it that the government is agreed to pay Geopomona 2,700,000 monthly, and why is it that Geopomona will not pay tax? They are not going to pay anything. So this is another very important issue which is being asked. And when we look at you and me, we are supposed to pay tax everywhere. Whatever which you are doing, you are paying taxes. You go Zinara fees, radio license fees, insurance, whatsoever. We are being milked left, right, and center. Income tax also is also being taken from various people and employees monthly. Yet Geopomona is paying nothing. So varungotora 2.7 million every month, and they pay nothing to the government, and that is questionable as well. So we need to put right here the contracts, so that we get to understand what do these contracts say. Let me try to bring the contracts right here onto the screen, so that we get the appreciation of what is really happening. So this government, I believe that this is at best what we can do. So we are looking at a contract which is right there on the screen. So the parties, as you can see right on the screen, it's the government of Zimbabwe and Geopomona. These are the parties. And this was signed 25 November 2024. And we need to look at the second issue raised right here, which is also very important within the contract. So let us go on the main issue, which is probably the most important issue. So look at where there is a coloring, like a purple coloring right there. That is what we need to deal with. So the monthly fee, it's around 2.7, as you can see right there. But what is very important is on number 4, where taxes and duties. So the contracting party shall ensure that the contractor is granted duty exemption and income tax exemption for the period of the contract, which means for the period of the contract, they're not going to pay anything. Your company, which is a very tiny company, will be paying taxes. This company, how did it start? These people, they started with nothing. They started collecting money from the council. Everything they've done, vari kutora mari from the city council. Kubva vachitanga, and it will continue vachingotora mari from the city council. Havana iravo dhora ravakaisa, and they'll be benefiting. Iwo watanga kakambani kako waemploya vanhu 10, 15, 20. Uri kufanira kurwa nema-tax returns, uri kufanira kubhadhara ma-taxes and everything else. And we ask questions. Why is this happening to us as a people? Why are you doing this to your own people, Mr. Mnangagwa? And why is it that these companies, they're being exempted? So how many companies are being exempted in Zimbabwe? How many companies are not paying taxes in Zimbabwe? That is something very important, something which we cannot overlook. So this is what is happening in Zimbabwe. This is how these people operate, and this is how they've rendered the people of Zimbabwe weak, these people. So they will continue to loot, they will continue to do whatsoever. But I just want to thank Advocate Fadzai Mahere for raising these very important issues, because in as much as they are raised, tomorrow we can hold these people accountable, because they will not say Tangati Singazive. So every cent which they are being paid by the city of Harare, they are being paid illegally because they don't have a contract.